All right, it is Wednesday, October 6th. Welcome to October. Wow, first week in October already.
Yes, it is. Crazy.
Wow. I'll tell you. All right, we got Carl, John, myself, and the two newlyweds are on their honeymoon, correct?
Yes, they
That
are.
is correct.
All right.
Yep. They're up
Wow.
in Massachusetts.
Very cool. Yeah, so
Yep.
they were at one of the playoff games last night, right?
They were. Yep.
You can't
Yeah.
get better than playoff baseball at Boston. And
Yeah,
Boston
right.
won.
Boston Yankees.
So, yeah, Boston Yankees.
One
Fenway Park.
game, take it all. I think it's the best thing in baseball. To be honest,
That product, yeah, I would not disagree with you on that one.
Yankee fans are not happy today.
That's okay.
No, Dodgers and the Cardinals the same thing today. They're playing now, I believe it is. And you got
Dodgers hopefully will win.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Cardinals are hot, so we'll see.
I know. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping that the Dodgers win.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yep. So, John, what do we got with fantasy football?
All right. Well, we're back in the saddle, babies, because Carl took the win this week for us viewers or host here, beating the viewers. So so it was a much needed win for us to get back to 2-2 on the season. Carl won 196.68 to 175.74. So that was a nice win.
All right, then you come back around to me.
And then congratulations to Mike Butts for being the high scorer for the week with 216.7 points. So very nice win this week for him, getting the high score there for this week. So far, 4 weeks, 4 different winners. So it's nice to see all the viewers jumping in there and getting different view top leaders for the week. So it's going to be an interesting week this week. And like you said, Mario, you're up this week, and we have our 71 players that we got all coming in strong. We got because of Facebook issues on Monday, I extended it a little bit till tomorrow. So just because it is tomorrow don't mean you have to wait till tomorrow to put in your vote. So it makes it easier for me. But we'll get it all done. Like we always do, get everybody's votes in. And we have fun with it. So it only works with the viewers. So it's
very true.
Without their support, none of this.
How many you got so far?
We have 71. 71.
Wow.
And Carl's Cards and Collectibles helps us out with this beautiful Jason Kelce jersey here. Goes for the winner. So it's all good to go. So it takes care of itself.
All right.
So get those votes in so I can go crazy tonight. And
how many hours a week do you think you put in with that? Just a curiosity question.
It takes a while. It's a good bit. It's a good bit of time. I mean, it's probably 3-4 hours for a couple days.
Wow.
Like Monday through Monday to Thursday, and then
so roughly between 10 and 15.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
And you're doing this all manually as well, right?
Yeah, a lot of cramps in the hands, and couple of pens a week.
we gotta teach you how to use a computer, John.
Well, see, if we could, I would. Like I just put everything onto the spreadsheets for everybody's scores because we have to keep everybody's scores,
right,
tallied up for the year. So I have that all on the computer. But the problem is, how do you get it onto the spreadsheet? That's the problem.
Manually, you could type it in.
Well, yeah, but so if I'm going to type it, I'm just going to write it. It's just as easy. I mean, by the time with the one finger pecs going here, it's a little bit easier to do than writing it down.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I mean, because otherwise, if there's a way to do it, I would love anybody that can tell me how to do it. I would do it.
I'll figure something out because there's got to be a way for you to copy and paste it into an Excel spreadsheet.
Well, that's the problem. It's hard because there's so many different variables. You got 14 players on 71 teams.
Right.
And all the scores change, and it's just but like I said, by the time you do, Kyle, my son, and I, we were looking at it. If it wasn't that simple. So,
All right.
and he's a college student, so a little bit smarter than this old dog.
Plus, the format that we have is not conventional. It's not
Right.
It's not something that Yahoo or one of those others. That,
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's we've got our own kind of little game plan, and it changes all the time.
Exactly, and that's the thing. If you could do it on there, with 71
Right.
players, you can't type it into Yahoo to get everybody to do their votes. So,
Right.
It's just easier this way.
Gotcha.
In the long run. So it's all good. It keeps me busy and occupied.
All right. So we're all up to date. We got winners and losers brackets, and where are we at? What's the standings?
It's 2-2 for the 2-2 for going in after round one for each of our hosts doing our teams. Mario's got the call this week, and I think he's going to be pulling the upset this week. I'm calling it now.
No pressure.
No pressure, but I think he's pulling the upset.
No pressure.
I got it. Well, you got my picks, right?
I do have your picks.
All right.
Yep. So we're good there. I think we got something brewing this week.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be changing it, so you should be good.
Oh yeah, no, you should be good. I mean, you gave me the two options, so everybody, what you got there, you should be good. So yeah, we'll be good. So let's all this work that it does, it helps me get my mind off the Eagles. Oh,
nice segue there, John. By the way,
we got to talk about them.
All right, who are we bashing this week?
Who are we bashing? See, I'm not really bashing anybody.
That's unusual.
Well, I mean, I'll point out the negatives in the games, but I expected this from them. So to be honest, I this doesn't bother me. I know other people think.
So who are we focusing on? I'll put it that way.
Who are we focusing on? I think this all comes back to defense for the most part. The defense is struggling a lot. Our coordinator isn't proven to be the genius that he was supposedly brought here to be. When we have all these boy wonders and geniuses that everybody touts out coming to Philadelphia, for some reason it doesn't work out here in Philadelphia. But
that's just not Philadelphia. You look around, the NFL, and you see all these coaches that are constantly changing, coordinators taking head coaching jobs and not surviving more than a year or two.
Right.
And,
some guys are built to be a coordinator.
Look how long it took Belichick,
right.
to get where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Nick Saban gave it a whirl.
Right.
You know what I mean? And realized, that, he's not built for the NFL.
No.
Coaching isn't for everybody.
It's true.
Peterson, was what, the Eagles' fourth choice, if I'm not.
Yeah, fourth or
wrong.
fifth. That's for sure.
And we ended up, stealing a Super Bowl out of it because, we put a decent team together and we got hot at the right time.
And everything just fell into place.
Yeah. And that's truly what it takes. The majority of these Eagles coaches are under 40 years old.
Right. They haven't even turned 40. Yeah.
Played very little football. I think Sirianni comes from a coaching family. If that's is that the pedigree that we're going with? I don't know. I see Michael Barkan's making fun of him now by hanging pens on his on the side of his glasses.
Those wonderful blue glasses that he wears.
Yeah. So they're already ripping him.
But as soon as he wins 3 games in a row, he'll be right on. Barkan will be right there with, oh yeah, he's going to the Super Bowl. He's the greatest coach.
All right. So
Yeah.
so what 3 games in a row are they going to win?
Well, they're not this year. They're not doing that this year, but I'm just saying. No, like I said, I think this year it's going to start out 2-9. I mean, I really.
Really?
Oh, that's before, and then the season will get a little bit easier when we play the Jets and the Giants, and not that they're going to be easier games, but yeah, where we have a chance to win some games later on in our division. But
So
yeah,
who do you think they have the best chance of beating?
I'm hoping that the Lions game is the one that they're going to win in the first 11.
All right, so we'll go in order. So right now it's Panthers.
Yeah, Carolina this week's going to be an ugly game.
Okay, how about the Bucks? Ugly.
Bucks might even be uglier, but
okay. Raiders
are not going to be easy because I think John Gruden's going to out coach everybody. It's not going to be an easy game.
Boy Wonder out there in Vegas ain't setting the world on fire. So
no,
just be careful there.
Yeah, they are 3-1. I knew that.
Well, they're 3-1 this, but
I get it. But he came in and he was going to be the next Belichick, and he was going to be winning. Winning.
Right. Yeah, you still got to have talent. I mean, Derek Carr is kind of holding them back as well. He's a good but not great quarterback. But they have a guy just as fast as Tyreek Hill and Ruggs that exposed us last week and so you'll see that Carr might have that same big game against us. It's right. And plus it's out there in Vegas, so.
So Shawnee's saying they're winning this week.
Well, Shawnee also thinks they're going to be 11 and 6 this year. So, I mean, they're going to play the Bucks, and he's going to say they're going to win. I mean, and that's that's what's
going to be positive.
Well, that's what being a fan is all about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you want to win, but I mean, we're sitting here talking about it. We can't just say that.
All right. So I'm going to back up the bus a minute here because I'm not liking what I'm hearing, because there's a lot of variables built into each week, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, of course.
There's a lot of different things, and you look at that Chiefs game, and there were things there that if you could change, if you could tweak, if you could just move around a little bit, the Eagles are in that game. They're in that game to possibly win it, for as bad as they played and for as bad as, they let, Mahomes, control the line of scrimmage.
Right.
The Eagles and this young team, this quarterback that I know you don't like, John, you're on record.
That's not completely true, though.
You're on record. Nope. You're positively on record for not wanting Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia. There's plenty of footage out there of this. The kid's going to be okay. He's going to make more plays down the road. So I want to take you up on this 2-9. I want to throw down a few shekels on this 2-9.
All right, we can do that.
I'm not seeing it because let me tell you, if they go 2-9, this city's going to blow up the link.
Oh God, yeah.
This city and this fan base will blow up the link because I just don't. I don't agree. I think there's enough talent on the offensive side of the ball, whether they play small ball, short ball, long ball, deep ball. As long as they keep everybody inside the white lines, they're going to be okay.
Well, and like I said, I could see them maybe winning more, but the problem is the games that are winnable for them to win are all on the road. You got your Denvers, you got your Raiders, you got the Lions, which I think they're going to beat the Lions, but then Carolina, like those are 4 tough games at home or on the road. 4 or 5 games that are tough on the road to win. And you saw how the Chiefs had struggled coming here to Philadelphia to win a game on the road. It's just hard to win on the road.
I mean, I get it.
in the NFL.
I get
Look
it,
at the
and maybe
Buccaneers. Tampa Bay went up to New England, and yeah, you're playing, New England, but they were supposed to blow them out, and they struggled. You had the rain and that kind of stuff, of course, too. But it's I don't know. I really and like I said, I'm not trying to be negative. And if they go 2-9, I really don't. It doesn't bother. It's not like I'm going to be off the wagon that Sirianni is not going to be a coach or Jalen Hurts has got to prove it to me. If he proves me wrong, and I'll be the first one to say he's a good guy. I mean he's got all the talent to be, or all the attributes to be a good quarterback in the league. He just can't throw the ball down the middle of the field, or down the field at all. And if once he can do that and proves to me and everybody else in the league that he can do that, then we got a winner right there.
Well, it's not just you, and it's just not Jalen Hurts. You look around the league. You look at these young quarterbacks.
Oh yeah,
and they're all struggling. They are all struggling to basically do the same thing.
Right? No, I understand, but what I'm saying is just look at the arm strength of like a Justin Herbert or Justin Fields, who's struggling in Chicago.
Fields hasn't done. Stop. Fields hasn't done anything.
But
Fields
again,
hasn't done anything.
But what I'm saying is, look at the way he throws the ball down the field. That's all. Yeah, I didn't say he's winning, but I'm saying he's struggling. I said, but look at the way he throws the ball down the field, and tell me if Hurts can do those plays. And he hasn't. He hasn't been able to do that. That's all.
Right. Well, we continue to argue and not agree on the same issues. And I think he's going to prove you wrong.
I hope he does,
because I think once we get this offense straightened out with these receivers and play calling and the direction of where this offense is going. I think that's going to be the deciding factor, because I think Hurts can. I think he can. I'm not saying he can throw the ball 80 yards downfield, because you don't have to in today's NFL. But I think he's going to be more than adequate to get the job done.
Well, where would you rank him as far as in the league?
I'm not, because they all suck. They all suck. You weren't listening to me. They all suck.
I heard you said
they all suck. What quarterback is on fire? You mentioned Hebert the other night or tonight with the Chargers. They got their ass kicked the other day.
All right. So I'm seeing a growing trend here in the comments. No running game.
Oh. That's been years.
I know.
That's been years. I don't care who the coach is.
So I was talking to somebody getting on the plane coming here yesterday about this. 3 different coaches in the past how many years, and we still don't run the ball. Why?
Well,
it's part of the new NFL.
Exactly.
I mean, look at the Cowboys. They got the best running back in Ezekiel Elliott, and they don't run him. Right. You know what I mean? They run the second running back. You know what I mean? Because he can break the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And it's crazy. It's crazy, and it goes back to coaching and coaching philosophies and what works, what doesn't work, what you think.
Guess what? It's not working.
Well. See, the thing is, Miles Sanders doesn't pick up the blitz as well as Gainwell does. So he's in there. He catches the ball better out of the backfield than Sanders does. So it helps for that. Play call on this week. Yeah, but play call on this week, I don't think was the problem. I really don't. I mean, I know they threw the ball a lot, but they didn't punt once the whole game. So, I think this is the week not to be complaining about running the ball, because they moved the ball all along. They just couldn't do anything in the they couldn't do anything inside the red zone. I think it was a perfect game plan, because the offensive line had 4 of their starters missing. So 26 of his 32 completions that Hurts had was 5 yards and less off the line of scrimmage. So
what does that have to do with the red zone? You know what I mean? If you don't have an offensive lineman, that's going to block. You don't have a fullback, that can block for the running back, right?
Well,
Where you at?
everything gets more tightened up when you get into the red
Sure.
zone. So that's why, and that's where things got hurt. Like Daniel keeps saying that Hurts doesn't have anybody to throw to him. I disagree with him. I think he's got a pretty good offense around him, other than the offensive line, obviously, right now. But the you got Jalen or Devontae Smith out there and Watkins. They're good enough players.
But not in the red zone. Come on,
Right.
They're not red zone players.
Well, no, but Hurts missed Greg Ward with the wide open pass. That was a good play call.
But are we not talking about the red zone? Are we not talking about inside the 20?
Yep.
So we're strong enough to get there, but we're not strong enough to finish it.
Well,
right.
no, because
that's what counts.
Right? You got supposedly
right.
two of the best tight ends in football, right? That's all we've been hearing, right? In Goddard and Ertz, right? And we don't even use them in the right formations.
Right.
Well, because that's again, I keep saying it. That's Hurts his downfall, and in the red zone, and in the red zone, that's where he gets exposed. I'm telling you that you're going to find this.
We're not even setting him in the right spot to make a play. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it that it's Hurts' fault.
Okay.
I'm not buying that at all. No, you got a serious issue with Jalen Hurts not being the guy. You want to trade away next year's 3 number 1 picks to get Watson in here, and that's going to do what? What's that going to do for you?
That's not what the way it is though. That's not.
You got to give this kid a chance.
He is. He's got the whole year to prove it to me.
He's got it,
And I'm not killing him. I'm just pointing out a couple of things.
You're not killing him. You're killing him like with both swords.
No, I'm really not. See, you're just like Tyler. Like Tyler and I have the same argument all the time. I'm just because I'm pointing out that he has some of these issues. He's a perfect quarterback other than being able to throw the ball down the field, and that's why he looked great this week. Because he was 26 of 30. He had 26 of his 32-yard passes were.
All right, Mario, you're in control of the button. You're in control of the button.
Yeah, I can't mute John though. That's the only problem.
He's not gonna get off of this, just like he didn't get off of Gabe Kapler, who won 107 games in first place for the Giants.
I'm still curious as to how they're going to do in the playoffs, though. So we're not done talking about him yet. But all right, John. So you're talking about him now. Am I wrong in saying that they had 3 touchdowns called back this past week because of penalties?
Right.
How much does that factor in? We get those 3 touchdowns, we win the game.
No, I think we're tied, right?
Were they?
Because we kicked field goals on all of them, so you gain the 12 points, so you're tied.
All right. So instead of 21, we got 12.
Right. So I mean, but so it does, and again, that's the simple way of looking at it. But
think about it. If those touchdowns don't get called away,
right? No, I'm not disagreeing.
It's a much different game. And by the way, it's 3, so it's only 9.
Right.
So
it's 12 because you got 4 extra points with the touchdowns. You would have gained 12 extra points.
I'm talking 21 total points minus 9. It was 9. Should have been 21.
Yeah, it's 12.
So
Shawnee's bringing up the potential touchdown to Ertz that he missed.
Right.
So
he missed exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Those are tough passes for him to make. That and the touchdown to Greg Ward are 2 passes that a true NFL quarterback needs to make.
So this is the highlight show for Jalen Hurts.
It's not because
let's not talk about the ones that he hit on. Let's talk about the ones he missed.
I'm saying he had good throws. I mean, he showed me the third play of the game, the pass to Goddard right down the middle of the field for 22 yards. That was a great pass, But we need to see more of that. That was the only one we saw. Everything else was short passes. That's all. I mean, and it's just one of those things. Well, the Ward pass, Mike, he has to throw it on him. That ball was outside of his, out of his reach
but
there.
players make plays.
They do.
Players make plays.
You're right.
How many passes has Gronkowski caught from Tom Brady that weren't on right dead in his chest?
Well, no, I understand. No, I understand that. No, what I'm saying is that was on that particular play, Greg Ward was wide open. He shouldn't have had a stretch for that ball. That ball should have been thrown on him. That, those type of throws, if there was a linebacker or somebody covering Ward or corner that was right on top of him, yes, that's the perfect throw for that play.
Right.
If there was somebody on him and Greg Ward's going to make a play on it. But that's where Gronk would have done it. He would have made a play on a wide throw like that because there's a defender on him. Greg Ward was wide open. That ball should never have been that difficult for him to catch. That's all I'm saying. And those things can be fixed. But I mean so that's not a negative against Jalen Hurts. That's just pointing out an issue. That was all. It's not, like I said, Jalen Hurts has got a lot of good qualities to be an NFL quarterback. It's just he's got to be find up, and these are the reasons why he was moved on from Alabama and coming out of college. These are his negatives. That's all. It's not like I'm bashing them. These are out there.
You continue to bash them. We are almost a half hour into this show, and
you're not hearing. But you're not
finished every sentence. You have finished every sentence with a negative.
But you're not hearing the positives I'm talking about too.
No. You just finished. In Alabama, this is why they moved on from him. You know what I mean? But okay. You'll be back to eat these words. Trust me.
I hope I am. I really do. I told you this.
Tyler, your son, a little smarter than his dad. So
okay, we'll see about that.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah, you can't keep bashing the quarterback. There's 10 other players on the field, and they need to make plays.
And I'm not saying it. He's made nice throws to Jalen Smith, and he steps out of bounds. They're beautiful passes to the outside of the boundaries, outside the numbers. He makes great throws. I'm not doubting that. He has to do it in the middle of the field. That is all I'm saying. There and then in the red zone.
Was there's too much room for error going towards the sides?
Right, because he can throw the ball, and he has more confidence throwing it where it's either his guy's catching it or it's going out of bounds. And that's why he missed Ertz in the end zone. Because where did he miss it? He missed it high and away, where it was either Ertz is going to catch it or nobody was catching it. So
don't you think different play calling? Go ahead.
We spent entirely way too much time on the Jalen Hurts show. So,
we also talked about it was defensive issues. There was way too many defensive issues.
Well, I'd like to get back to defense because I think that's where the game was lost last week. More so than anything. But we've used up a half hour on the Jalen Hurts special tonight.
It was only 15 minutes because we talked fantasy football.
No, that's okay. That's okay. It's been more than we need to talk about.
But we're not to talk about Hurts. We can talk about the other stuff.
Well, we can't get you off. You that spreadsheet that you got. It only includes 26 of 32 and how many passes he's missed, and so.
Oh God!
I said why they didn't run the ball. That was the only reason why, and it was a great. I called it. It was a great game plan. Everybody else says it was a terrible game plan because they didn't run the ball. I thought that was a perfect game plan. So I'm giving them positives too, but nobody wants to listen to that.
No, because you're full of too many negatives. That's why.
But I didn't even end that sentence in a negative. I'm saying it was a perfect.
Well, you were listening. That's good. I like it. You were listening. All right.
That's what I'm talking about. I listen to everything.
Right.
Everybody's got to listen to the stuff that comes out of my words. I mean, exactly. Blended. They let Tyreek Hill go down the field. I mean, our defensive coordinator, his name, because he's not good enough right now, is slipping my mind. His whole philosophy is don't let anybody get behind him, and that's all he's done against Tyreek Hill is let everybody. Every day he was behind them.
Carl, this is John's notes. That's his notes for Eagles talk.
Now,
you know what? I mean, I understand his points.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I don't agree. I don't agree with them because I just think there's so much more built into coaching philosophy, what they're teaching this kid. You know, I just don't know. I don't know where it's heading. I hope it cleans itself up. Because, you know, I think the kid is athletic enough. I love the way he runs away from pressure and tries to make something happen.
Right.
And I think that's a tangible that in today's NFL is truly one that, you know, just look around the league. You know what I mean? Just look around the league. Look at Mahomes on Sunday. I mean, just look at what he's able to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, it's just, you know, it's a situation where, you know, I just feel like in Philly, you know, we're always chasing something, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you know, Hurts has only got 8 games. I mean, he's only played 8 games. So
4. I'm not counting the old regime.
Well,
This is a whole new experiment.
Well, it is, but what I'm saying, he's only got 8 games of experience under his belt. So you get the time and the speed and everything. So he's got everything. Listen, it's all positive. He's got everything that as a quarterback. All I want to see is the middle of the field in the red zone.
So how is that his fault and not the guy calling the plays?
Well, it's because the guy's not calling the plays because he doesn't like doing those plays. That's what he told us. Sirianni told us if Jalen Hurts doesn't feel comfortable with those plays, he's not going to call them, which is perfect. And I get that, and that's fine. But that's where his weaknesses come out. That's all. And see
that's where Sirianni's wrong, because the more he caters to Hurts not being comfortable, the less comfortable he's going to be doing that.
Well, it could be,
feeding fear.
It could be, but you know, like I said, you just kind of have to. You kind of have to do that though a little bit. You know, it is. I mean, you know, yeah, Shawnee. I know he's a rookie. You know, like I said, he's all he's got to do is prove those couple points. That was his negative coming into the NFL. That was all. That was why he wasn't a first round pick. Because if he could have done all those things, he would have been a first round pick. No doubt about it. You know, and that's, you know, the NFL, you know, can expose you real quick. You know, but like I said, he like you said, Carl, he can do everything else. I love his deep ball to the outside of the field. You know, he drops it in there. He does everything else. You know, so I'm not completely negative on him. It's just I'm just showing why he holds some of the things back. That's all.
And I just want to let everybody know, for the record, these opinions are John O'Brien's opinions. They're not to be held against Mario or myself. They're strictly where it's coming out of John's mouth. You guys are more than welcome to bash him, just like me. So, you know, it's you know.
And Mike, I think he's actually the first. He's the first quarterback or the only quarterback to have. I think they saw the stat today. It was like 2,000 yards passing and 800 yards rushing or something in his first 8 games that he's played. So, I mean, or 500 yards rushing, I guess it was. So, I mean, you know, he's doing a lot of good things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. It's just, you know, I'm just pointing out some of the faults. That's all. You got to be able to point out faults to get better. That's all I'm saying.
No doubt.
And it's easy to do when you're 1-3.
Well, right. Yeah, and it's not
because there's more to point out.
Well, and it's not all his fault. I mean, you know, like I said, I mean, you got wide receivers running out of bounds. You know, so I mean, it's not all Jalen Hurts' fault, but the quarterback gets most of the blame. You know, for most things. That's all.
Do you want to take a shot at that offensive lineman Dillard and tell me how great he is?
Well, we've known that for a long time that he wasn't any good, you know. and that's why we said, you know, go get, you know, we can't have injuries with that offensive line because we were going to be exposed again this year. And you know, we're 4 games into the season, and we've got, you know, 4 different starting offensive line linemen again this week. You know, just we're right back to where we were last year. That was our big fear. You know, losing Brandon Graham is the biggest thing that's hurting this team right now.
No doubt about that.
You know, that's killing this team. Once he's went down, that really, you could see that the team just go downhill from there.
And
you know, because
he's out the rest of the season, right?
He is out.
He had surgery the other week. But do you think it's more leadership, leadership on the field for the defense. In the defensive huddle,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because who's stepping in, who's replacing him. Besides no one. I mean, I know the answer to the question, but I mean, you just don't have that experience. You don't have,
Right.
the guy, the leader, to say, guys, let's tighten this up. I mean, a couple of years ago, Malcolm Jenkins with the secondary,
Yep.
same scenario. It's just, it's bad. You're right. You took your number one leader off the field.
Right. Yeah. Cause I mean, he was the heart and soul of the team. Fletcher Cox just isn't that type of player to do what Brandon Graham would do in the locker room or in a huddle, like you said. I don't know that conditioning was the issue for that.
I think she's probably talking about overall, because we've had a lot of injuries over the past couple of years.
Yeah, but these are these guys, you're talking about athletes that train 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you a torn ACL or something like that? I mean, how do you factor that into conditioning?
Plus, you're talking like 6'8" guys that are 350 pounds, 380 pounds.
Guys, these big offensive linemen are getting their ankles rolled over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just
300 and some pounds on an ankle can.
We're not talking about Jackson, from years ago with
right.
with a pulled hamstring, type situation. I mean,
did I see him drop a ball again before crossing over the end zone?
No.
You may have. I'm not. I don't pay attention.
I'll have to find it. I'm almost positive it was either him or McCoy, but it sounds like more of a Jackson move.
Well, McCoy's retired, right?
Right.
I'm thinking. Damn it. Either way.
Yeah, they may have.
Speaking of LeSean, he retired as an Eagle this past week. Which is pretty cool to see, because he was great. He was great for us. I mean, I'd love to have him on the team right now. I'd love to have a young Shady McCoy on the team right now. I think part of the problem with Miles Sanders is I don't think he likes getting hit. I think he runs for the sidelines. He's not an up the middle kind of guy. And I think that's where this Gain, help me out with his name.
Gainwell.
Right.
I think you could see him, being the leading rusher this year for this team once they get this figured out.
Yeah. I was hoping for big years for Sanders, but I think Gainwell is going to, take it over.
You talk about soft, and I just think, I think Miles is just a little too soft.
No, it's true.
You know what I mean? He was the backup. He was the backup to
Barkley.
Barkley up at Penn State for a reason, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'd love to see him, just take the ball and go up the middle. But again, you don't have the line, that controls things, and you don't have a player that's willing to, push ahead.
Right.
Whatever happened to a fullback in football? Whatever happened to that position?
It's just too. They well, the problem is they consider a 2-yard pass a run and play. That's the problem.
Right.
So so that it eliminated that position right there, because you throw the ball to Gainwell 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he runs for 15 yards. Well, that's just as good as a run and play, or gets 5 yards on a play. It's the same thing as a run and play. Once it's just you're throwing the ball out to the running back and letting him run from there. So
it's 7:09. Sue Henderson said 173 days still pitchers and catchers. So I guess it's time to turn the switch and talk Phillies baseball.
Yes.
Oh wait, their season is over.
Yeah, they're out of the playoffs. Season over.
Dave Dombrowski spoke today, though. Dave Dombrowski spoke.
All right. So what did he say?
I am not very happy with what he said.
All right.
Because he it doesn't sound like
he can't throw the ball over the middle either.
No, he can't. No.
So what did he say?
Well, he wants to get a leadoff hitter, which I agree with. And then a bat probably to protect Harper. But I really don't know.
So they don't pitch around him all the time?
Right. It doesn't sound like they're going to be spending over the tax. Which not that you have to, but he's going to have to get very creative if he's not going to do that by making some moves. They keep talking about a lot of they keep throwing a lot of prospect names that we have in the minor league system to come up and fill roles. It's kind of saying cheap without being cheap is what they're saying.
Yeah,
hope I'm wrong again, but
how cheap is cheap when you got the fifth highest paid payroll in baseball?
Well, the reason why they're the fifth highest is because they don't have any prospects coming up. We don't have Alec Bohm was supposed to be the guy. Rob, he does like Stott, but I think that might be just to be able to move him. He's talking him up, but
he had a great second half of the season.
He did
when they moved into Reading and then Lehigh Valley. So I'm not buying. I'm not buying that they're looking to trade him, especially when they got a hole at shortstop. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't you bring the kid into camp and give him a shot? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rumors that they're going to be big on a free agent shortstop. So, and maybe it's not Chris Bryant.
But why? But why? When you have 4 in your minor league system, you got 4 shortstops.
But are they any good?
Well, you don't know.
Right.
Well, you don't know. But why would you spend the money there when you've got 4 in the system that you don't know where their talent level is?
Well, because none of them are in the top 100 prospects.
All right, so let me rephrase this. When's the last time you had a power hitting shortstop in the major leagues?
For the Phillies?
You're going to spend all this money on a shortstop that can't hit home runs? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, they're going to go get like a Trevor Story or a Correa or there's like 4 or 5 guys that they can go get that will hit home runs. As a shortstop.
So again, you're going to spend money, what Bryce Harper was talking about, and not develop, your homegrown guys.
Well, you may need to be a temporary fix. You know what I'm saying? Like
5 years, 4 years, that's temporary.
Well, because you don't have a farm system, you got to get that farm system built back up. I know Harper wants the homegrown talent because that's the way you got to do it. Yeah, I mean, you got Corey Seager, is another option that they might have, which could be your leadoff hitter as well, along with your a power bat at shortstop. Yes, the best way to do it is to get guys coming from your minor league system, but unfortunately, we don't have that. We don't have those guys coming out of our minor league system. So you're going.
Again, we don't know until these guys are given an opportunity.
But can't you tell a little bit to see what they're doing in the minor leagues to see whether they're good enough to bring up?
Sure. And Stott's gonna get a shot come spring training. He's going to get every bit of a shot unless they sign somebody. But what do you do with Didi? What are you going to do with all that money that you have invested at shortstop already? How you eating that again?
Well, I mean, you might have to, I mean, I'm just saying you might be a bench guy that, you might be able to do what you could. I mean, Jalen Ortiz has a nice season and same with Ohapi, but those guys, again, nobody in the Phillies system other than Mick Abel and Bryson Stott, who just made it into the top 100 prospects, are in that realm of guys that you can, expect. Alec Bohm was number 35 prospect, and we look at how he struggled. So, just because there are top prospects doesn't mean that they're great players, and it's hard to say. I'm a Phillies fan, and it's I don't want to say that, but it's true.
Well, we watch Bohm fail, so now it's up to him to figure it out,
right?
Because they apparently want him to go back to spring training to spend the offseason in Clearwater, and work on a lot of his bad habits.
Well, right. And that's like I said, right at the moment, because of what Clintac and McPhail had done with our farm system, we don't have those guys pulling out of the farm system. If we did, that would be great.
We here we are. We're talking about the same issues again, year after year after year. We can go back.
Teams, by the way,
we can go back even before Clintac and McPhail because we had those same issues.
Yep.
Just look at the Boston Red Sox and that Devers kid, right?
Right from Reading,
right out of Reading, right to Boston the next day, and he hasn't missed a beat. And he was the draft pick, I believe, after Cornelius Randolph?
Right.
Was he not the pick right after Cornelius Randolph?
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. We had the same thing with Ian Anderson was Ian Anderson, the guy from the Braves, the pitcher from them. He was right before right after Moniak. So I mean, it all comes down to drafting. I understand that completely.
I don't know about that,
but I mean, Clint Hurdle's he's a baseball guy. I mean,
he's a baseball guy. I don't know how he'd be as a hitting coach. I mean, I like Clint when he was with the Pirates. I liked what he did with them.
Yeah.
Not sure I'd have him as a hitting coach though.
I don't know about that. I don't. He's not bad. There could be a lot worse. I could just say that.
Oh, that's no doubt.
But yeah, I mean, it's developing is the big thing, and that's what Clint or Dombrowski's going to do. He's changing that over, but it's going to take time to get those guys developed and be ready to be major league players. So
you gotta work with what you have. That's obvious. You know what I mean? And probably the closest thing that you have right now is Stott. Is Bohm. You know what I mean? You're talking about, there's a lot of situations here. You need a backup catcher. Somebody that, other than Andrew Knapp. You can't have Andrew Knapp back again batting $137.
Well, aren't you going to do Marchand? You're not having him.
I don't. He didn't show me enough. He didn't show me enough. That he could be an adequate backup. I don't know that he's ready to handle a major league. I look around baseball and I see all these other teams, and they're always grabbing these veteran backups. Guys that can fill in and if you need to rest your guy, or
right.
You lose him for 10 days, he fills in and he's adequate.
Like when's
the last time Andrew Knapp did anything for this team?
Right. Oh yeah.
But yet we keep going back to the well with him.
Well, he has all the connections, all the friendships with the pitching staff. So that's
that's to stop.
No, I know.
That don't win ball games. That don't get me in the playoffs.
I hear you. No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that's the reason why
you're talking right now of a 25-man roster. There's probably 10, 12 guys that you would say, okay, they're coming back. They're going to be on the Phillies next year. You got another 12 to 13 guys that you need to figure out. And, you need to make good choices on every one of them.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, that's what Dombrowski's here for. So
if Rhys Hoskins is healthy, you've got a guy to protect,
right.
Harper, if he's healthy. But the past 2 years, he hasn't been healthy. So, how do you, where do you go there? I mean, it's so difficult, So hopefully he comes back, he's healthier, he's stronger, and he can be your first baseman. Segura, Gene had a hell of a year at second base. He'll be back.
Absolutely.
What do? You got two major holes at shortstop and third base.
Right.
Those are major holes. And then go down the line. You got a major hole in left field, with McCutchen. Thank you. And then, you flip over to center field, you got another major hole.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 major holes that you need to fill.
Just in your lineup alone.
Right.
Without worrying about pitching.
Right.
I like Roman Quinn there, Catherine, but he's his time unfortunately is done. He can't stay healthy. He would be a perfect guy for a leadoff spot if he could stay healthy. But we can't go into another year hoping that he's going to stay healthy and put all our eggs in his basket and pass up on some guys to have him, because it's unfortunate. Some guys' bodies just break down. It's. Yeah, Harris. I know they're not going to do what I want to do with them, what I want them to do. But if you want to have a winner, that's what they got to do.
Well,
you got to go spend money.
You sign a Chris Bryant, right?
Yeah.
And you take the majority of your capital that's available, and you solve two problems: third base and left field, right?
Well, he only plays one. He can play either one of those spots, but
correct. And given what night he plays that position, you got other options,
right?
But he gives you that bat. He gives you a solid third baseman, a solid left fielder,
right?
Right.
Or he can play center field too if we need him to.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's a given. You know what I mean? The way I see it, you got to give Didi another shot. You got to bring him back because you got too much money invested.
Right. No, I completely agree there. Matt Vierland, I like the guy personally.
He'll be a great bench player.
Right. But once he gets played in too long, he may get exposed. That's all. That's what you got to worry about.
He's a young player. He came right out of Reading, so he's a young player.
He is, but I think he also went to college, so he's 25-ish, I believe he is.
Well, who was better, Bohm or Verling?
Who's better?
That should be an easy question to answer.
Well, it's hard because you just don't know with what Bohm can be. Like again, Bohm struggled, but he was a bigger prospect than any of these guys that we're talking about.
I understand that, but sometimes
it's hard to say.
Sometimes you got to look. You got to look at the other kids that
right.
They got more heart and hustle, than the big number one picks do.
No, it's true. I mean, Matt's a nice, super nice guy, and he might be able to do the job. I mean,
he's probably one of your five guys for the bench.
Right.
You know what I mean? He can play a lot of positions. He's got a lot of hustle, and he can hit the ball.
Yeah, especially against lefties, he'd be perfect. Going back, is a good bat coming off. Against lefties there.
Well, I mean, it's 7:23, and I know Mario wants to talk Flyers hockey. I just know it's in his DNA. He wants to know with the season starting when October
next Thursday.
Yeah, next Thursday. I did see the game a little bit on Monday.
There you go.
It's hockey. It's hockey season.
Yeah,
it's hockey season, and we're talking Philly sports, and it seems like they all these teams have the same common theme where we're looking for that diamond in the rough. We're looking for that guy to play above and beyond his potential. Right. The guy that's going to carry a team. And I think the Flyers fit that mold really well because they got a lot of areas that they tried to fill in with veteran guys, older guys, guys that can help the team not get pushed around, because last year that was pathetic.
Right. Oh yeah. No, it's going to be fun. I think Carter Hart's going to be bounce back for a big year this year. I really think he's.
That's the most positive thing you've said all night.
I said a lot more positive things tonight.
That is the most positive thing.
You're wearing off on me there, Carl. You're wearing off on me.
You just wish I was still on my meds and I wasn't able to do the show.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
I like the back and forth talk. I mean, you see both sides and you learn. That's what I like about the sports talk. You get to learn and hear different points of view. It's all good. Just because somebody disagrees one day doesn't mean you're not friends when you're done with the show or you're done having a conversation. But no, I really do. I think this, the defense is going to step up a little bit more, and it's going to make Carter Hart, a much better, confident, goalie there. And he's shown and proved that he can do it throughout his young years, playing with a good team. That he can do the job in some high pressure situations. So I don't see a reason for him being not having a bounce back year. So
he should. He's got some good quality defensemen in front of him. Hopefully things turn for him. Young player. Goalies generally don't mature and become good, for a long time.
Right. He's what, 23, 24
yes.
years old?
Yeah. So
until you turn 30, you're not going to be, he's got 6-7 years before he matures, to be a top goalie.
I just hope that we have the resilient bunch to stick with him, work with him, keep him in. You got to keep him focused. You know what I mean? Goalies are, talk to Bernie about goalies. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
They're a crazy bunch.
That. Plus, what a good thing too is this year you're going to have a normal schedule that you have, so they're going to be able to practice a lot more. Yep. Elaine Vigneault is supposedly one of the best practice coaches that are out there. He'll get things fixed up. So I really do. I think it's going. I think they're they'll be whether I'm not saying they're going to win a Stanley Cup, but they're going to have us having a good run this year and be
that's all that matters.
Yep. So hey, real quick, because I want to give Mario plenty of time to close out the show, because we lost a real good friend. I guess within the past 24 hours, and word surfaced today. But real quick, next week the show's on the road at Dagwoods. John, why don't you give us a couple of a minute or two about what we got going on next week?
All right. Well, next week we got Dickie Knowles will be with us on with Dagwoods. So we're gonna have we're gonna have plenty of raffles again, like we normally do. So come on out. It's gonna be a good night out with us there. We're gonna have a special guest host with us on next week.
There you go.
So you might want to check in and see who our guest host will be. But yeah, it should be another good night out there. City Distilling's going to be with us again with the trivia questions, with our prizes there for the raffle, for that, plus the raffle baskets, plus all the great prizes that for the raffles that Carlos Cards and Collectibles donates for us. Come on out and enjoy. The food's always awesome.
We've got back-to-back shows on the road as well.
We do.
So I don't want to jump the gun, on that. But then the following week we're back in Delco. I'm not quite sure of my situation yet. I know I won't be at Dagwoods next week, and I've got a special friend sitting in, for me to co-host with John and Dickie Knowles. I'm really bummed to miss it, because I just I love that place. But we're going to be at Dagwoods, or we're going to be at Hanrahan's the following week, and we'll see how my physical therapy's going. Not quite as many steps.
Right.
We'll see how things go. But I want to thank you guys. It's always great conversation. Whether we agree or disagree, it doesn't matter.
Disagreeing is always better.
It totally doesn't matter. But I want to hand it over to Mario, because I know, Mario, this gentleman is near and dear to your heart, my heart. I got to know him a little bit, and
I actually was not going to bring this up,
but I want you to, because he was as big a sports guy as we were. We are.
He was. The only problem is that he was a Browns fan.
That's okay.
Well, he was from Cleveland, so
That's true. He was an Indians fan though, so I will give him that. So for those of you who know me, you've probably seen on my page, Father Mike, one of my very, very best friends, passed last night. I got the call very early this morning. I actually got a text last night from a good mutual friend of ours, and he called me this morning, and he was worse than I was. So apparently he had a heart attack last night. I was fortunate enough to have dinner with him Wednesday. And I was telling you guys before the show, I think he thought something was wrong, because he made sure that we got together when I was up this past time.
Right.
And he was just texting me nonstop the entire weekend. For when we were up for Lauren's wedding, he texted me to make sure, I told you guys that he sends his regards and stuff like that. Super nice guy. Very good friend of my whole family. We're all going to miss him. So God bless.
Yep.
Yeah, Father. I always refer to him as Father Rock.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just, for the few times that we had dinner together down in South Philly, just he took his collar off and he became one of us.
Exactly.
Right.
Sometimes even with the collar on.
Yeah.
So I will tell you this week is 3 years to the week that we went to Italy together, and he refused to let me take this one picture. And then he says, after 2 bottles of wine, I'm going to let you take it. So I got to find it real quick. It's hysterical. I did nothing but laugh. And if you notice, in Florence, the doors are really huge, and he's not. He's literally 5'2". So we were walking by there, and I'm like, I'm taking a picture of that. I'm taking a picture in front of the door. He goes, "You're not." I'm like, all right. So after a couple bottles of wine and a couple glasses of grappa, he's like, all right, I'll let you take one picture. And then called me an asshole after I took the picture. So,
but gave you a blessing though.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, he took the collar off and he became one of us.
Yeah, he was a good guy. I'm gonna miss him.
He really was. He used to get his his eye doctor was right down the street from the store.
Yeah.
And he used to stop in and see me, and we would talk sports and just talk life in general. And
yep.
He just became one of us. And prayers, Mario. I know he meant the world to you, and I know you didn't want to talk about it, but you talked about it, and I
didn't break down.
Yeah. It's all good, and hopefully he'll look down on us and take care of us, and that's all we can ask for. So with all that being said, Father, we're going to end the show with prayers to you and everybody. I know I could use a few extra because I want to get back up and running.
You will.
You guys have been awesome. You were awesome this weekend. Great wedding.
Yes.
Great wedding. Couldn't ask for a better weekend. And we'll be back at it next week, Johnny. It's you got it under control, right?
Oh yeah, we'll have it under control. Back to Dagwoods, back at home.
There you go. You'll be talking plenty of baseball next week. So
hopefully
Jalen Hurts has an all-star week.
Hey, it's all good. Like I said, I really don't. I don't have a bad thing for him. I just got to prove a couple of things, and if he does, I'm good.
There you go.
Until you find something else that you don't like.
No. You know what? Because that's the thing with him. He's the greatest. He's got all the intangibles. He's a great guy. It's just unfortunately some guys aren't built with an NFL arm. That's all. And,
right.
And it doesn't mean that he can't play the game now. He can still do it.
All right.
So,
guys, everybody that joined us tonight, thank you. Have a great rest of the night. Have a great week. It's supposed to be in the 70s. So
yes,
we got some great fall weather, and take care, everybody, and we'll talk soon.
90 here.
90.
Wow.
You can have the 90. I'll take the 70.
Exactly. It's much better.
Exactly.
All right.
See you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Get
you.
your votes in. Mario, you got this week. See you later.
All right.